Gleaning is a biblical term referring to the practice of allowing people in need to collect leftover produce from fields or orchards after crops were harvested. Modern gleaning continues with a twist. Many Virginia farmers have excess produce after harvest and feel called to share. But now, volunteers do the collecting and share the bounty through local food banks.
Literally, people are going without. Parents are deciding whether to feed their children or themselves. So it's pretty bad right now.
You have 80-year-olds that have worked their whole life living on a pension, and after they pay for their medications, they have no money left for food.
At harvest time, commercial pickers often take only the best of the produce, leaving much of it available for gleaning.
You're packing, you got people out there, you got apples falling on the ground because they get ripe. You've got people that's picking and they knock them on the ground when they pick.
Well, some of the fruit is too small, too big, or it might have bumps, it might be ugly, it's not marketable.
We go through and glean what is left from the harvest, and also we have been known to glean first fruits of product that maybe the farmer couldn't sell or didn't have a market for. Maybe it was damaged in some way. Sometimes hail will come by and hit it, but it heals over. So we glean those as well.
In cooperation with farms like Johnson's Orchard in Bedford, Virginia, volunteer groups like the Gate Ministries will glean fresh produce during the cooler morning hours and deliver it to food pantries and those in need right away. It's a very popular service project with local churches.
The food that is gleaned today will be on somebody's plate tonight. It'll go out with volunteers to people with food insecurities.
Not only do we help actually get the food and then load it and pack it, we actually deliver it to the families that maybe don't have a car or some way that they can't get there during business hours.
To be more efficient and reach more people, farmers and food banks often connect with charity groups like the Society of St. Andrew to arrange for gleaning visits.
Lots of times, too, they offer to take the food with them so that they can see the delivery, too. It's really nice when folks come out and they see the gleaning and then they take it back to the agency to know where the apples went.
According to the Society of St. Andrew, about 800,000 people in the state of Virginia are food insecure. 25% of those are children.
And I think the number's going to grow. I've talked to several food pantries. They're increasing their numbers because of the high cost of gas and the high cost of food.
Despite the heat, gleaning volunteers visit Virginia farmers all summer long every year. Ramey says they understand the need is there and farmers are willing to share.
The gleaning is the most important, and the sweating and that kind of thing is just a sidetrack. It's just a distraction.
The families get the food very quickly. There's no, you must do this form. A lot of times with food stamps and other programs, there's a lot that the family has to go through, and this makes it easier when a family's in a crisis.
Not only does gleaning provide valuable nutrition, it also helps groups like the Gate Ministry Church build a better sense of community, while also instilling values in a younger generation.
A lot of them have a heart for service, and a lot of them have younger children that they want to share the experience with, the experience of giving, the experience of service with them. So many times they'll bring their children or their grandchildren.
To give back. I think it's so important. I have 2 boys. I bring them here because it's important for them to learn that young.
Although what is collected this day cannot be sold commercially, it's still healthy, nutritious food.
It's always a pleasure to see something that we know is going to go to waste, be used, because the good Lord didn't mean for that to lay on the ground and go bad.
Virginia farmers open their operations to gleaners across the state. If you would like to organize or serve on a gleaning crew in your area, visit endhunger.org. In Bedford County, Virginia, this is Barry Ridgway reporting